Thanks for joining us this week on Agenda 2030. I hope your week has been great. I am Toyin Nkamiang John. Before we let you into today's program, let's quickly remind you that you can watch the program live on Facebook. Just log on to www.facebook.com/freshnews NG and www.facebook.com/Agenda 2030 TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Agenda 2030 TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to drop your comments and share with your contacts. Do use the hashtag Agenda 2030 and hashtag Agenda 2030 TV.
Agenda 2030. As a successor framework for the Millennium Development Goals, the global community rolled out a bigger, deeper, and more encompassing framework called the Sustainable Development Goals, designed to transform our world, lift the poor out of poverty, as well as ensure inclusive and healthy society. On Agenda 2030, we take you on a media trip to the global destination of the future we want. With everyone on board, we focus on the people and their struggle, the civil society and their agitations, the government and her development effort, the global development agenda, its 17 goals and 169 targets. We bring you all the deliberations, insightful conversations and high-level partnerships on the road to global destination. Agenda 2030, showing on this channel. Agenda 2030, leaving no one behind.
Nigeria joined the rest of the world to commemorate the first International Day of Education with the theme, Education, a Key Driver for Inclusion and Empowerment, on Thursday, the 25th of January 2019. In tune with the theme of the event, stakeholders in the Nigerian educational sector and some of the country's international development partners converged at the CRL Innovation Hub in Abuja to deliberate on the importance of education goals of the Sustainable Agenda to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda. Stakeholders at the event, convened by the CRL Innovation Hub, the Federal Ministry of Education, and the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, identified problems confronting the education sector and suggested solutions. Speaking at the event, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Princess Adejoke Orilokwe Adefulire, raised alarm over the high number of out-of-school children in Nigeria and called for concerted efforts from all stakeholders to reduce the number. The report.
Statistics indicate that 262 million children and youths do not have access to education worldwide, while 670 million children and adolescents cannot read and do basic math. In Nigeria, about 10.5 million children are out of school. 60% of out-of-school children are girls, according to a survey released by UNICEF in 2018. While noting that the phenomenon of out-of-school children is more pronounced in the northern part of Nigeria, Princess Orilokwe Adefulire, who was represented by the Secretary of Programs, Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Alhaji Hassan Suleiman, said every child has fundamental right to education in line with Goal 4 of the SDGs, which is to promote inclusive and equitable education. Alhaji Suleiman, who listed how the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs has been working to ensure the achievement of SDG 4 in Nigeria, therefore called for collective efforts to tackle problems bedeviling the sector, while pledging to partner with any willing organization or body on initiatives aimed at promoting education in Nigeria.
Let us be reminded of the approximately 10.5 million out-of-school children roaming our streets in Nigeria. Crucially, it is reported that about 60% of the 10.5 million out-of-school children are girls. This is a figure that we got from the UNICEF Nigeria 2018 survey. While this is a national problem, the phenomena is more pronounced in northern Nigeria. You would agree with me that this is unacceptable, and we must individually and collectively take concrete steps to address this. OSA SDGs has since commissioned a rapid assessment of the situation of the out-of-school children in 6 states across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, with a view to understanding better the challenges so as to come up with context-specific interventions to address this unfortunate phenomenon. For Nigeria to make meaningful progress on the SDGs, we must pay close attention to the plight of women and children. As a government, we will continue to prioritize programs and interventions that adequately promote and ensure quality education for all citizens.
One of such partnerships by Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs was a recent one with the Civic Innovation Center, a science and technology hub with the aim of training 2 million less privileged children in Nigeria in creativity and innovation. The brains behind the initiative, Stephen and Uchenna Uwagu, made a passionate presentation on how their innovation will help empower children and also empower women in Nigeria.
Hello everyone, my name is Onyinye.
My name is Tedo.
We're here to introduce to you STEM Club. Our STEM Club is an initiative created by Civic Innovation Lab, and STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics. Through STEM Club, we intend to train 2 million children across Nigeria to learn how to code and program. And we intend to implement the Train the Trainer strategy, meaning that we would train the teachers who would in turn train the children to learn how to code and program. You can imagine a Nigeria with children who know how to solve problems on their own.
We have 3 major beneficiaries in STEM Club. We have the schools, the teachers, and the students. For the schools, they increase their ratings and improve the quality and performance of their teachers and their students. For the teachers, they get internationally certified and get recognition at the grand finale of STEM Club. And for the students, we prepare them for the future with critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills.
After the training, there is going to be a competition where the teacher and the students and also the school are entitled to prizes. Now, the best participating school gets a fully furnished computer lab, the best participating teacher gets ₦1 million, and the best participating student gets ₦1 million with vacations. So we urge you to join us in this journey to train these children and instill in them the passion to create and invent.
Register on our website now. Thank you.
Thank you.
STEM Club is training 2 million kids in Nigeria, and the way we want to achieve that is this. We want to use the train-the-trainer strategy. We train teachers in every high school in Nigeria on our portal, stemclub.ng. And in turn, teachers start local clubs like Jet Club in their schools where they get to teach students on how to code. Now, every quarter, we get to organize competitions between various schools in Nigeria where we award cash prizes. Now, STEM Club is free to register for schools and for teachers.
Women entrepreneurs, Nigeria actually leads the number of women entrepreneurs in the world. And for entrepreneurs in our country, women also lead that as well. And so it's important that women know what other tools, resources, and assets that they can use to improve their businesses. And that's why Women in Code comes in hand.
Hi, I'm Musa Seven. I'm a graffiti artist based in Nigeria. I'm out here supporting the Civic X project, which is a mobile learning lab. For me, it's really important that I'm part of this, and I was glad when the team from Civic X reached out for me to come through and create art on the mobile truck. It's really important for all of us to give back in as much as possible to the society. The team here at CivicX did a really amazing job. I'm really excited to be part of this. I oblige on every other person to spread the word. It's really important that these less privileged kids learn. I think education should be meant for everybody. I'm also excited because a couple of the kids are also interested in design and are learning how to create art using graphic and digital illustration, and I see how excited they are when we engage in, trying to paint the bus. High five.
There's a digital divide. Only people with money or people with opportunities have access to digital skills and technology. So why not bring it to rural areas? For now, we started with the IDP camp, and so far we've had 40 students. We're focusing on women and children because we believe women and children are very important to the development of a nation.
This is Scratch interface, and then you are presented with this screen. So the first thing you are asked to do when you start up the Scratch application is to click on the home button. How many of us can see the home button?
Through our mobile learning lab that is just behind me, we've been able to bring innovation to this place. We've been able to teach the children how to code, and we're able to, through the use of technology, connect them with several people in the world. The project promises to connect them with several other mentors around the globe. We should all put together our resources, no matter how little, to try to bring in technology and innovation to rural areas.
For now, our pioneer students are from School Without Walls, an initiative of Life Builders. The school was created to help some kids from the IDP camps. So these are our pioneer students. Say hi.
Hi. In a keynote address titled SDG Goal 4, Key to Achievements of the SDGs in Nigeria, the Minister of Education, Adamu, said the ministry is not resting on its oars in taking proactive steps to tackle problems which have constituted obstacles to the advancement of education in Nigeria. Represented by Director, Education Planning and Research Development in the Education Ministry, Christy Ogbede, Adamu said the ministry is also working to tackle the problem of disruption of basic education in northeast Nigeria by insurgency. He also commended the Senior Special Assistant to the President, SDGs, and the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs over recent strategic partnership with the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution to check violence in Nigeria.
It saddens my heart that as part of efforts to realize the targets of Goal 16, the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals has entered into a strategic partnership with the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution, IPCR, on measures to check violence in Nigeria. Indeed, the education sector is no stranger to conflict and violence. Since the inception of the insurgency in the northeast of Nigeria, education has been under constant systemic attack, resulting in killing of both learners and teachers, and destruction of education facilities. Over 2,295 teachers have been killed, and 10,000 displaced in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states in the last 9 years. An estimated 1,500 schools have been destroyed since 2014, with over 1,280 casualties among teachers and students. The crisis has devastated the education system as children, teachers, and schools are in the forefront of the conflict. In recognition of the fact that no country can thrive in an atmosphere of violence and insecurity, and in a bid to entrench the tenets of peace, stability, and security, peace and security education was infused into the civic education curricula at both basic and senior secondary levels of education. The role of education in the attainment of peace for socio-economic development cannot be overemphasized.
Other speakers at the event lent their voices to the call for action on Goal 4 of the SDGs.
Because the world is not tracked to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 4, we need a surge in global cooperation and collective action. Our change is to make education work for everyone by promoting inclusion and equity at every level to leave no one behind. This call for special attention to girls, to migrants, displaced persons, and refugees, to support teachers and make education and training more gender responsive. It is urgently requires scale-up domestic resources and international aids, because the cost of not investing will divides inequalities and exclusion across society.
Technical Advisor, Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Bala Yunusa, moderated a panel of discussion to brainstorm on how to tackle the daunting challenges facing the education sector in Nigeria.
We will ask our panelists to discuss briefly on the theme of this year's International Day of Education, and that is education, a key driver for inclusion and empowerment. So I'll give my panelists 2 to 3 minutes to talk about education as a key driver for inclusion and empowerment, and then we will go into specific roles that institutions that we represent are playing in terms of addressing the challenges of the education sector in Nigeria. So I'll start with UNESCO, and then we'll take the next.
As you know, UNESCO only one agency of United Nations whose mandate is to support education fully. As we know also, education is a public good. Education is a human right, and education is a responsibility. Without education, you cannot do anything, from primary school up to higher education. If you want to create sound country, if you want to reduce disparity, you must focus on education. And this is a main lack of our developed countries in Africa. Okay. So that's why in regional office of Abuja, we are focusing on education, primary school. We are focusing also on out of school children, and we are working also on technical vocational education training. Maybe we can add also that we are looking for teacher training, and if you want to have good students, good children, you must also have sound higher education. That is why we are very weak continent, because our higher education is very weak. And if the higher education is the way, naturally, the basic one, the private one, will be way.
Education and goal 4 to us is the goal that once achieved, all other goals will fall in place. Education is about development. Once you have education, every other thing will be resolved. So to us, education should be the main focus of OSAP SDGs, because once we are able to achieve goal 4, then all other goals will fall in place. Education and development works hand in hand. An educated nation will be a very developed country. So for us, education is the key to development and key to achieving all other SDGs. Before we start, I saw water resources moving out. All along, that had been the contention. Water resources will tell you that water is life. We said, yes, water is life, but education comes first, because to do the digging and everything, you need education for you to go that extra mile. So, Mr. Moderator, education, and all development will be okay.
Let me start with one little exercise. As I walked in at the registration center, they gave me 4 booklets on SDG: English, Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. I want to ask a question. How many of you can read each of the books and translate in the 4 languages? All. I'm asking this question to emphasize the power of education, and also to emphasize the fact that you never finish learning. The point made about development and education is so key to the discussion we are having here. It is not just for your own personal growth, but it's also for that of the society. If you look at the classification of the countries in the world, we have the developed world, the developed countries, and you have the developing countries. What makes the difference? It's not the industries. It is not the industries. It is not even the structures they have there. It is human capital development, and how they be using that capital to translate into tangible things, the natural resources that God has provided for us. And therefore, if you have nothing, but you have education, I think you have everything. I'll make an example of a small island country that has no natural resources. It is surrounded by water. It doesn't even have water to drink. It imports water, processes it for its local consumption. But today, in all development indices, it is among the best in the world. It has one of the best educational systems. I'm talking of Singapore. Basic water, as you mentioned. Water is imported from Malaysia and processed in Singapore for local consumption, and they still have enough to take out and sell to Malaysia. Today, Singapore is one of the leading countries in the world in every indices that you can talk of, you can mention. And what is the magic? It is education. Because at a particular point in time, they decided that their survival in the absence of natural resources and having survived colonization twice, one from Japan and the other one from Britain, and the attempt made by Malays to substitute them into, as a minority, into their own group. They said they must develop a strategy that will make them powerful, not in terms of military strength, but in terms of development. And they concentrated in the development of human capital. And the result is what we are seeing today in Singapore.
Nigeria will continue to support the United Nations in all its efforts, including the attainment of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I thank you.
Agenda 2030, showing on this channel. Agenda 2030, leaving no one behind.
And that's our package for this week. Remember, you can also watch the program live on Facebook. Just log on to www.facebook.com/FreshNewsNG and www.facebook.com/Agenda 2030 TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Agenda 2030 TV on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Remember to drop your comments and share with your contacts. Do use the hashtag Agenda 2030 and hashtag Agenda 2030 TV. Thanks for staying with us. I am Tony Nkamiang John. We will see you again next week. Bye.